Hello, good people. It's Rob Lee. I want to read to you a letter, a father's love letter to you. It's a letter from God, and everybody has in their life people who are into serving their father. Some people, they will create a letter from the father, and it's a way to share beliefs, passages, and help people who are going through trying times to know the truth about our Almighty Father. I would like to preface this video, though, by saying a couple things about me personally and what I've been going through in the past couple of weeks. You know, when you really come to the truth, and the truth can only come from the Almighty Father. And in the past couple of weeks, I've been attacked by the devil and his children spirits. They've tried to keep me from making my websites. That Google they censor me probably more than anybody on the internet. Now, I know you're going to say, well, no, Rob, other people get censored. Man, they don't get censored like me. These people, most of them deserve to be censored. I don't promote hate. I don't promote violence. I tell the truth. This is what I do. I tell the God's honest truth about the world that we live in. I make video. I'm censored, blocked, banned, concealed. Subs don't get notifications, and now my messages are being blocked in other countries. I mean, what am I saying? I'm asking you, what am I saying that warrants such treatment? Okay? Because I tell you the truth about the Almighty Father, His Son, and demons, the truth of this world. And this is what pisses Google off. They do not like it when somebody tells the truth, when somebody has the audacity and the courage to point the finger at them and every other evil, wretched entity on this earth and say, I know who you really are and where you really come from. This video is not going to be about that, but this is a video that's going to go in a different direction. It's going to be from the Father to you. It's not about Google. You know, I want to say this though, Google. You can censor me, block me, conceal me, deny my subscribers' work, but you cannot keep me silent. I will keep bringing the noise in any manner that my Father deems fit, not your Father. I cannot be bought. I don't trade or bend. I move in a straight line. I don't fear you. Demons and hell cannot handle me. I fear my Father only. If I have to make an account every day, hundreds of accounts, I will keep fighting you only because now you have issued a challenge to me and said, we will shut you down. That's when Father smacks me on my little white ass and says, get up, boy, because you're going to keep fighting. Google, you've met a real Christian. Now, you got a real one in front of you. The real one. Not the fake ones that roll over, but the real ones. However, let me defend Google for a second. This is Google's right, you see, because Google they're not under the First Amendment. Google can censor me all they choose. They are not under the First Amendment. They break two laws, but they don't apply to me. The Right to Work Act. They actually do break this for people that make money from Google. I've never made one penny from Google. I've never took one donation. The other thing is that eventually somebody's going to hold Google responsible when people come and threaten people and somebody actually gets hurt. I believe the Almighty Father will raise up a lowly Christian here in the next couple of years. You will see a major lawsuit filed against Google because some lowly person is going to be hurt by one of these animals that goes from channel to channel threatening people. I had this happen to me the other day. A guy came and he was threatening me. His name was Cole Cottontail. And I recorded it. And, you know, and if he wants to come and hurt me, by all means, but just come to my face and then I'll send you, if you'll find out what's in the afterlife quickly. Google does not care. They will tell you, call your local law enforcement. However, I sent letters to a couple law firms, and I did not say it was Google. Google could very well be held responsible. I mean, and they don't, either they do understand it or they don't think it will ever happen. Listen to what I'm telling you. Eventually, somebody, God Almighty, will take a lowly Christian and He will put Google in a position to where they will be sued worldwide. This will be massive. Trust me, this is going to happen because Google, they're pushing the bounds of not only are we going to censor you, which is their right, will even put you in harm's way. You see, but it's their right to censor me. So let's go forward. We need to talk about our Creator and our Father and what's going on in the days that are coming ahead, because we are in the most deceptive time in history. and we are deceived every day, constantly, and we are living in harsh times. Our jobs are being China, Mexico, India, all over the world, while people here are losing jobs. We are a nation that is in debt. Almost every person walking in this country with a credit card, they are in debt. They are in debt to the beast system. Our foods is poison, sprayed with enough chemicals to start a fire. The healthcare system is in shambles. People cannot afford healthcare, their medicine. The police look like military. The universities are corrupt to core. They teach nothing but hate. The justice system is anything but justice. Our rights are being trampled, and we are losing them every single day. We are spied on by our own government, emails, text messages, phone calls, the media, mainstream media, which is nothing. And I keep telling you, they are serpents. They are not real people. This is what got me in so much trouble with the video that I did, blocked in 7 countries. I simply showed you what the enemy was. The online deception is so strong, man. It's meant to control your mind and deceive you and keep you in a state of fear and complacency and to mislead you. Everybody hates America, and they hate certain people that live in America who are not doing anything to anyone. Somebody's always protesting. There's always a protest. There's always a movement. Somebody's always marching, and there's some sort of a movement going on. And it's never anything that really benefits anybody, is it really? And there's always the fighting, the constant fighting. Everybody's fighting. They want to kill one another, left versus right. Another civil war is brewing, and this is by design. This is by design. Wolves in sheep's clothing are in the churches. Nothing but liars and deceivers who are leading so many people astray because they're not real people. And if this truth is too surreal for you, it's because the Almighty Father has not cut your light on. He has not cut your light on. Watch my video, The Truth of This World. And men and women are too caught up in sports that have absolutely no meaning on their lives. They will cheer and make fools of themselves and dress themselves up and spend money to watch a ball game, but they will not give 1 second or 1 minute of a day or a month of a year to their Creator. We live in a world of lies, constant lies, and the devil is the father of all lies. We live in a world of hate, demonic, evil hate, and hypocrisy, claiming to have moral standards to which one's actions do not conform. We are living in the time of divide and conquer. Divide the nation, and so it can be conquered, because the United States is the last vestige of hope for this world, for the Western world. They move us around. They move us around the board like pieces. They treat us like pawns because certain people allow themselves to be treated like pawns. When you come to the truth, you are no longer a pawn because you are not you do not allow yourself to be a part of the game. This country is on fire and it is divided. And what side are you on? Most people are on the wrong side. And this is going to lead, quite frankly, to them going to prison or them being dead and losing their souls. Now let's get on to the letter of your Father to you. And I want to ask you if it's going to be all right if I read just the part in white and let you actually take the time to read the Bible verses yourselves, because it will have more meaning to you and it will have more meaning to your Father if you will take the time to read the verses yourselves instead of having someone read them to you. If that means if you have to pause the video, actually take the time to read the words of your Almighty Father. Shall we begin? Now, I will feel compelled to read some verses to you. That's just the way I am. The letter to my children. My child, are you ready to come back home? Are you finally ready to learn the truth about whom you really are? You may not know me, but I know everything about you. Psalm 139:1, O Yahweh, thou hast searched me and known me. Now let me say something right now. The word Elohim means mighty one. That's what your Father is. His name is Yahweh. There were no vowels in Paleo Hebrew. His name was YHWH. I have put the A's there from the words in the earlier scriptures where he says in English, I am that I am. People spell it their own way, but quite frankly, there are no vowels in our Father's name. Okay? Let's go forward, shall we? I know when you sit up and when you rise up. I am familiar with all of your ways. Even the hairs of your head are numbered. How incredibly beautiful is that and powerful. The evil ones hate you because you are made in my image. And this is why so many people hate a certain segment of this earth, because they are made in the Father's image and they hate them for it. In me you live and have your being, for you are my offspring. You are his children. You're his daughter. You're his son. I knew you even before you were conceived. Think about that. The Father knew you before you were conceived. I've told you before, you're spirits. You existed before you came to this earth. Not all of you, but many of you were spirits. You lived with your Father before you came here. I chose you when I planned creation. He chose you when he planned creation. You were not a mistake, for all your days are written in my book. All of your days are written in his book. How incredibly powerful. Everything about you is written in your Father's book. I determined the exact time of your birth and where you would live. Let me say that for you again. Yahweh said, I determined the exact time of your birth and where you would live. Let's move forward. All right, let's move forward, people. You were not a mistake. You were not a mistake. I know the world wants to tell you that you are a mistake, but you are not. You were not a mistake, for all your days are written in my book. Psalm 139:15-16, my substance was not hid from thee when I was made in secret and curiously wrought in the lowest parts of the earth. Thine eyes did see my substance, yet being imperfect, and in thy book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as yet there was none of them. It's powerful. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're a son and a daughter of the Almighty Father. I knit you together in your mother's womb and brought you forth on the day that you were born. I am misrepresented by those who do not know me and hate me. They claim that I am their father, but they do lie to you. They are your eternal enemy and impostors. They are the children of the devil. And John 8:44 is worth you reading. Let's move forward. I am not distant and angry, but am the complete expression of love. And your Father is incredibly loving. We don't understand, most people, how incredibly loving and merciful Almighty Yahweh is. He is a wonderful Father. You know, people talk about in the Old Testament, Yahweh killed, and Yahweh did this, and Yahweh did. Nothing that your Father does is ever not justified. Ever. And it takes a certain type of a person to question him. Most people do not know how a cell phone works. They do not know how a tree grows, but they want to question an almighty creator. Question him and say, well, that's not how I would do it. We are grains of sand, man. Who are we to question our Father? And it is my will to lavish my love on you. Read these verses, people, in red. Read them. Read them and bind them to your heart. I offer you more than your earthly father ever could. For I am the perfect Father. The perfect Father. Every good gift that you received comes from my hand. For I am your provider and I meet all your needs. My plan for your future has always been filled with hope. And I rejoice over you with singing. I will never stop doing good to you. Ever. For you are my treasured possession. Think about that, people. You are his treasured possession. Read the verse. Read it for yourselves. Do the work. Make your Father's word important enough that you're willing to read it. And I want to show you great and marvelous things. Praise Yahweh. People, let me tell you, I've gotten on my knees many times and asked Father, Jeremiah 33, call unto me and I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. I have did this, my brothers and sisters, many times to have my Father show me things, and I've showed some of them to you, not all. I've showed some of them to you, some of the mysteries of this world, because I asked my Father, Father, you told me that you would show me, show me. Seek me with all your heart, and you will find me. Seek him with all your heart, and you will find him. Most people want to half do it. You know, they want to half ace it, right? They just want to, maybe I might try to find God. I might try to find the Father. I mean, no, you got to search him and want him. He knows if you really love him or if you really care, or he knows if you're just going through the motions. Delight in me, and I will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37:4. Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. For it is I who gave you those desires. It's the Father that puts those desires in you, the things that you want, the secret things that you want. And I'm not talking about gold or silver, what you think that you want and need in this life. I am able to do more for you than you can possibly imagine. Your Father can do anything for you. I've told you this before. There's no limit on your Father's power. No limit on your Father's power. I am the Father who comforts you in all your troubles. There's never a time when you're going through it. Sickness, disease, money, or spiritual, mental, emotional. When you love him and you have a relationship with him, there's never a time that he leaves you. He never leaves us. When you are brokenhearted, I am close to you. As a shepherd carries a lamb. Hear me, people. As a shepherd carries a lamb, I have carried you close to my heart. I will wipe away every tear from your eyes, and there will come a day when the return of Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, will come, and everything will be made right. All the former things will pass away. This will happen. I am your Father, and I love you even as I loved my firstborn son, Yeshua, whom we call Jesus, because we are his brothers and his sisters. If I am with you, then who can possibly defeat you? Let me say it again. If I am with you, then who can possibly defeat you? Romans 8:31-32. What shall we then say to these things? If Elohim, which means mighty one, be for us, who can be against us? Verse 32. What shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? When you receive the gift of my son Yeshua, you receive me. Nothing can ever separate you from my love. This is important, and I want to read this verse to you. Romans 8:38. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, and when he says angels, we know what he's talking about, the fallen angels. I've tried to show them to you. Google wants to censor it, but it's not going to work. Nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Elohim, which is in the Messiah Yeshua our Master. Nothing is going to separate us from the love of our Almighty Father, our love of Jesus Christ. It's not going to happen. It can't happen. When you love me and seek me, your siblings which are angels in heaven, rejoice. Because the angels in heaven are your brothers. They are your family. When I touch your heart, you will know that I am molding you to become my child. I have known only you. This is important. And this is one of the things that angers so many people. And it's not taught in churches because churches are absolutely corrupt and evil. I have known only you of the families on earth. I'll hold you to a higher standard because you are mine. I will punish you harshly and swiftly when you turn from me. Amos 3:2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. The Father holds us to a higher standard because we are his children. Do you understand? We are his children. We are held to a higher standard. If you hate me, then you hate my son. If you hate my son, then you hate me also. Ignore and avoid the liars in churches, media, internet, academia, and society. They try to pull you from me. 2 Timothy chapter 2:16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. And that is what YouTube and Google is. Profane and vain babblings of a bunch of BS artists. That's what it is. And they do nothing but pull you away from the truth. And Jesus Christ is the truth personified. I punish you because I love you. I correct you as to make you better. I am the perfect Father. Revelation 3:19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. These are the words of Jesus Christ. I know my children, and my children know me. John 10:14. I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine. John 10:27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. You see, the true children of the Almighty Father will follow his Son, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. We hear him, and the world may look at us like we're crazy, that we're this, we're that. It doesn't matter. We hear him, and we follow. He knows us, and we know him. I will judge and destroy the false churches that hurt my children. They are the evil of old. Obey me, and I will remove you from the church. You see, being in a church today is not a good thing. It's a bad thing. There's not very many more dangerous places on this earth than a 501c3 church. Read those two verses, Matthew 7:15 and 2 Peter 2:3. False prophets, ravening wolves, and they make merchandise of you with their feigned words. Read it for yourself. When evil tempts you, call to me, and I will save you. It is my promise to you. 2 Peter 2:9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations, and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished. When you get into a situation, and you get scared, and you're being tempted, and you don't know what to do, call on your Father. That's what you do. The world loves to boast, brag, and oh, what a world that we live in, that everybody wants to brag and boast and glory one another. We take serpents and hold them up and call them idols and stars. And this angers your Father. He says, you boast of me only. And when you boast of him only, he will smile on you when you do this. Jeremiah 9:23 and 24. Thus saith the Lord, Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. If you want to brag about something, brag that you have a relationship with the one who created you. If you want to hold something in high esteem, hold your Father in the highest of esteem. I will confuse those who do not love my Son, the truth, and me. I will make the demonic beings have you. Let me say this to you, people. We live in a world right now that is under one hell of a delusion. People will believe the lie. You see, if the media spits it out, the people will believe it. What's wrong with these people that they believe the lie? Well, let me explain it to you. For these people to be so disillusioned that they believe the lie, the Father has to allow it to happen. Isaiah 66:4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes and chose that in which I delighted not. 2 Thessalonians 2:11-12. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. They that all might be damned who believed not in truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. The Father knows us all. He knows the real us. I have always been your Father and always will be your Father. I am the only true Father, and you are my sons and daughters. There's only one Creator, people. When you hear about all these other creator of this one, they're demons posing as a god. This is the truth. It goes back to a time called when the Watchers fell, and they went all over this earth and they established different types of beliefs and religions. There's only one Creator. I am the Elohim, mighty one, and I am waiting for you. Love your Father, Almighty Yahweh. My breath is your breath, and we are one breath with our Father. The key to this world, people, is that relationship with Jesus Christ. And you can only have this when you truly decide that you want to know your Father. Because to get to the Father, you have to go through the Son. It takes a lot of effort. It takes prayer. You got to be willing to pray and talk to your Father. Our King, Jesus Christ, has all the power. And he's coming back, brothers and sisters. He's coming back. Oh, he's coming back. And it makes me smile because I know what he's coming to do. And I love it. Is your light coming on? Let me close. Things are going to get bad, people. Really bad in this country. Do you want to be able to say, he shall call upon me and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Do you want your Father to do that for you? That when you need him, when you shout out, I need you, that he will say, I hear you. It's okay. I'm here. I'm right here with you. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. John 14:6. You see, it's you either go through Jesus or you do not go. Period. Not a la Krishna Shiva Kali. I don't care, man. It's either Jesus or you do not go. He has the keys of death, and he has the keys of life. Yeshua, Jesus the Christ. I love you. Here is the information to my sites. Yes, they're still being worked on. The devil has been trying to block it. He's been working hard to see that it does not get done. He will not win, though. I promise you, he will not win. Thank you for watching. I love you guys, and God bless. God bless you all. Stay in prayer. Stay in the Word. Honor your Father. Honor the Son. Because you are going to need him more than you possibly understand, people. I'm starting to go hoarse. We're only 29 minutes in. I love you guys. God bless you all.